About the significance of this match. How does it feel now to get it over the line?
Yeah, it feels good. I thought it was a good performance in the main. I thought we done a lot of things that we were really happy with in the game, and to finish a game like we did, we knew it was a big game coming into it, and get back to winning ways really. And the boys responded ever so well, so really pleased with them. Yeah.
What pleased you the most about the performance, especially the difference between the first half and the second half?
I was quite happy with it half time, to be honest. I thought it was just a tight game. It was one of those games I don't think you can always expect it to be edge of the seat kind of all guns blazing performance. I think sometimes you've got to be a bit measured. I thought we defended well as a team. We were really disciplined, and then the game opened up for a second half, and we had the players to make the difference. So yeah, I was pleased with pretty much the whole game. There was a little spell before they scored where we kind of lost our shape a little bit, and then we got caught with that. So we came back strongly. So I'm really happy with the players.
Well, the first player to make the impact was Casemiro. It was a brilliant header. I mean, the way he executed it was so good as well. What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, Cassie and Bruno got a good understanding, and you know, some of it's you can coach certain things, and then other times you kind of leave it to them to find the moment and find that bit of space. And Johnny's obviously done a lot of work with them on set plays and give them guidance, but the partnership that they've got is kind of pretty obvious. They've done it so many times. It was fantastic. It was a great ball and a great header really, and put us in a really good spot at that stage.
Another player who again was so key today, as he has been all season, Bruno Fernandes. What will be spoken about will be his assists as well, but how important, how crucial is he for you in this team? He's
had so many big moments, you know, to whether it's to score a goal, to make a pass, and he's always there. You know, he always puts himself forward, whether it's training or games, and he's always there. So yeah, some big moments again. Really good with obviously the corner, but the pass to Mateus was fantastic, and yeah, just capped off a good performance all round, I think.
And looking at the bigger picture, your 100% record here at Old Trafford continues. But what does a win like this do at this point of the season for your team?
Yeah, well, it was a slightly different game today, I think, going into it, and being so close in the league and making the jump or the small jump that we could if we won, and off the back of a defeat. So there was, you know, it was a little bit of a small test in some ways, and we haven't really had that with the games we've had to kind of deal with, and the boys dealt with it fantastically well and had a really good week and applied themselves right, and a couple of ups and downs during the performance with the goal and reacting, and everything was so encouraging, you know, for us moving forward. There's a lot to play for, and but we've got ourselves in a good position.
Well, massive congratulations. Thank you.
Cheers.
Has got the assist for the opening 2 goals for Manchester United. That takes them on to 16, which is more than any other Manchester United player in a Premier League season. It was also the second of them, his 100th assist for Manchester United. Here he is with Pien Mullenstein.
Bruno, congratulations. Just put into words how significant that performance and that win was today.
No, this was very important because it's against a direct opponent, let's say. We were with the same point, so getting this advantage from them it's always good. And obviously we needed to win the game after last game that we couldn't get the 3 points we wanted. So today we did the job. I still think we can do much better, but the job is done. We got the 3 points, and I'm very pleased with that.
You knew it was going to be a difficult ask today, but what pleased you most about the performance?
No, as always, you know, like in the Premier League, every game is difficult. Obviously, when you play against Villa, that are a team very well organised and know what they have to do, the plan against us, it's always very good. It's always very tough to play against them, and a part of that, they have individual players that can make such a difference. But it was about to follow our plan, what we trained to do in this game. We did it very well. We knew they had a high line that we had to make sure that our runs were on point, because it's very difficult to get the momentum on that high line. It looks easy, but it's more difficult because if the timing is not perfect and the pass is not good, it's very difficult. But we did it today, and we won the game.
You've hit a couple of milestones yourself as well today. You got your 100th assist. In doing so as well, you beat David Beckham's assist record for a single season at the club at Manchester United. So how much of a proud moment is that for you as well?
No, obviously I'm more proud and more pleased because I'm I did it serving my teammates. You know, that's even better, because giving joy to the others is also very good when you play in the position I play. So I'm very happy that I can help them to score and to be happy having their moments. And obviously it's a huge achievement for me, but main achievement will be in the top spots at the end of the season.
Massive congratulations today. Thank you so much. Thanks, Bruno.
Player of the match performance from Bruno Fernandes there, and it takes Manchester United into third place in the table. They're 3 points clear of Aston Villa, 6 points clear of Chelsea, and Liverpool, as things stand, if it goes down to 5 places. Do they look comfortable in terms of Champions League qualification?
United, yeah, I think they're absolutely cert for it. Again, we've mentioned it before, no distractions. They could just focus on the games, get some recovery in between the games. Villa looked a bit flat today. United, second half, pretty comfortable. And you give players like Bruno time and space, you're going to be punished. And as I said, I think United are absolute certs for that Champions League spot. And
actually, quick word on Villa and their chances of Champions League qualification. Not because of their position, but because of the momentum.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, especially when United have got that psychological bit to it with them winning now. You know, Liverpool will see that. You know, they had that opportunity with Chelsea as well last night, and they didn't take it. And like I said today, they just weren't at it. And you know, that's their own faults.
Let's take a look.
All day long. He's tried to claim that.
Unless he's on a goals bonus, he might be on the goal.
He's got some front there.
But in the end, because Manchester United got back into the game, it wasn't significant in terms of the outcome. But this pass, yeah,
brilliant pass. You can see there that Cunha gets caught with Mbeumo. Cunha had not had his best game, but this is what good players do. They don't care. It doesn't seem to affect him. You can see Cunha just runs in. The passing, the timing is great. Opens his body up lovely. Just guides it into that corner. Really good finish. Such an important goal for him as well.
So that made it 2-1 to Manchester United, and it got even better for them. Benjamin Sesko has become a real super sub for Manchester United with the third.
Yeah, he has been, and you know, to be honest, I think Villa all day were all over the place, and you know, Sesko obviously sees it, come back in the box, and a typical striker with the form that he's been in, whether he's been on the bench or he's coming off the bench. You know, he turns quickly here. He sees the ball. He takes a shot. It takes a deflection, but it goes in. It's a great finish for him and for his confidence as well.
Yeah, they are increasingly getting that gap in third. So 0-0 at half-time. All the goals coming in that second half. United taking the lead from a corner kick, which, when you look at the way it was conceded, Tim, you weren't really happy about this from a Villa point of view.
Lucadinha at the back post, you see him there. It's a good save from Martinez, and he's under no pressure. Look, everyone sees it. Why are you giving a corner away there? Kick it out for a throw-in, or get yourself turned around and kick it up the field. But from there on in, Michael, the movement and the header was unbelievable, wasn't it?
And how many times have we seen it, Casemiro? For somebody that's not that tall, he times his runs, he times his jumps. He's a fantastic header of the ball. Ahmad just pulls away. You can see that highlighted area at the near post. He pulled Digne out of the way of that, and Casemiro comes and fills the space and nods it into the back of the net.
But the guys in the front area have to go and head the ball. I mean, he loses Ross Barkley, has a run on him. But if you're Ollie Watkins, you have to go and head that at the highest point. He's waiting for it to come to him. He doesn't see where Casemiro is. It's a brilliant time jump and a wonderful guided header. But they have to do better in the front area.
Yeah, Villa did have hope with 1-1, but then this is a brilliant move, and you love this finish as well from Matheus Cunha.
Oh yeah, he's just all class, isn't he? And this is Manchester United really at their best when they're defending, when they break reasonably quick. Obviously Bruno Fernandes pulling out here onto the left-hand side. Mbeumo makes a run, but he times it poorly, really, so he's offside. But for Fernandes to see that, to spot that ball, is quite incredible. We just look at Konsa as well here. He takes a little look at Mbeumo, and just that little glance there almost puts him off, loses his momentum. Cunha then gets a run on him, and what a finish that is as well.
The key to this is the Casemiro pass to Bruno Fernandes gives him no control problems. He knows he can play it first time. As Casemiro is coming forward, he's looking at the two centre-forwards, looking at Mbeumo, he's looking where Cunha is, and he just lends it to the assister. He gives it there, and no control problems. He knows he can pass that ball first time. If you get it first time, the defenders are never set, and they were in behind. Once he was in behind, he was never, ever going to miss. Brilliant finish.
Here's the managers, obviously, you know, getting better and better, I guess, you know, and the momentum's getting more and more. So Manchester United, I'd be surprised. In fact, I think they've probably got more chance of coming second, like catching a Manchester City, let's say, than they have of dropping out now. So they've got loftier ambitions, but Aston Villa, they need to hang on. They're probably, you know, the likes of Chelsea losing yesterday was a real bonus for them. They got to get back on the wagon quite.
The way it's going for them at the moment, Mo, I just think it might be easier for them to qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League. And I think it's a manager who's done that before. He's done it 4 times. I think it's time for Aston Villa to lift the trophy. I've got full belief that he will win the Europa League this season with Aston Villa and qualify for the Champions League.
Interesting.
Carrick does that with abundance and with ease, it seems. And we've talked about Igor Tudor not being able to do that maybe at Tottenham. How are they not going to give this guy the job?
Well, I said they shouldn't. I agree with, and you've mentioned this, but I agree with Gary Neville. Like, they shouldn't. They need a manager who has managed a big club.
Why?
But well, because they've run into this before. Because Manchester United, and again, this is no disrespect to Carrick. I think he should, if he gets them into 3rd place at the end of the season, playing this way, he absolutely should be having conversations with the board about being the next manager.
Would you still not give it to him if he finishes 3rd?
No, only because in a snapshot we've seen this before. That's the only reason. And again, no disrespect to him, but over the course of 6 months, you can get a team to play like this. This project is bigger than this. This is getting Manchester United back on top of Europe.
I sat here a few months ago and said it's not.
You said no matter
big,
what.
No matter what, and
Changing?
I was wrong. If he gets them 3rd, if this club's got momentum and starting to go again, Bex, why would you not let it go? Why would you not at least give him 18 months and say, let's continue where we are?
It's interesting. Interesting debate. No doubt we'll be having it every week between now and the end of May.
Bruno, I'm going to talk about you and your record in just a moment, but first, that's a really big win, isn't it?
No, it's massive. Obviously, it's a team that was there with the same points as us, so getting 3 points ahead of them it's perfect for us. It's not what we want to finish the season because we still have a lot of points to play, but the position we are is something that is going to give us the football that we want in next season. So it's very pleased to win against this kind of opponents.
Yeah, really, really important, isn't it, to pick up those 3 points, open up the gap to Aston Villa, open up the gap to Chelsea after that door was left open for you yesterday, but also to close the gap on Manchester City ahead of you. It's very easy to look behind you, but sometimes looking in front is just as important.
No, I think the main target for us is looking in front, not just looking at Manchester City, but look what's coming after. You know, like Bournemouth away, difficult ground, very good players, well coached. So it's a lot of things still coming, and we have to look ahead. And what we have to look ahead is that every game that we have, we need to get 3 points. And then at the end of the day, we make counts, and we'll see where we finish. If we can finish second, obviously, it will be even better. Wouldn't change much of what we're getting next season, but we want to finish as high as possible. That's obvious.
I'm going to ask you, you got a choice now. Do you want to talk about more than 100 assists for Manchester United Football Club? Do you want to talk about more than David Beckham's 15 assists in a single season? Or do you want to talk about the fact that you've assisted a Casemiro header 5 times this season?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, with Casa, I told him. Before, I saw that picture about assisting him, and I sent him straight away because I think he has 7 goals now, and 5 times was me, or 4 times, something. 5 now, and so I told him like that he should give me a bonus also for that, and he told me you should give me a bonus because you're getting assists by that. But obviously, I'm very pleased. I have a very good connection with him in this type of situations. He's someone that moves very well in the positions he wants. In the first half, he told me that he wanted the ball ahead of their first zone. In the second half, and when I got the corner, I told him where I was going to put the ball. He moved into the right space and he just had it in. His timing is perfect. The way he heads the ball is also very good. So it makes me very happy that he scores goals. Obviously, I get the assist, but it makes me more happy that he gets goals for us.
And that makes you ahead now of David Beckham's 15 goals in a single season in the league. That's an incredible record. 16 assists.
No, obviously it's very nice. It's a very good achievement. Obviously, we're talking about one of the best players serving strikers and anyone in the box. So I'm very pleased to do that. It's not going to change anything for what I want, but obviously being there with a name that it's being probably one of the players that everyone has looked up to in the way of crossing, in the way of passing. You know, like everyone in their own garden has always tried to do, like Beckham was doing it, even if probably you only just swinging his arm like he used to do it, and not as much the ball. but obviously I'm very happy to do that.
And just finally, more than 100 goals, more than 100 assists in a Manchester United shirt. It's an incredibly proud achievement, I guess.
No, obviously it's not something that I've dreamed about or thought about it. You know, like I always want to help the team to get the most of the game. Obviously, scoring goals and assisting is a big part of my game, and obviously I'm very pleased that today worked out and made us win the game. And obviously, until the end of the season, I just want to try to help the team and keep improving on results-wise.
Bruno, thank you.
Thank you.
Perhaps being the better team, but without having that killer instinct in front of goal. We found it in the second half. How happy are you with the result?
Oh, amazing. Fantastic result, of course, most important. But the second half was a different game. Of course, we got a bit of joy from the brilliant serve from Bruno again. A good corner and a fantastic goal from Casemiro, because you seem to come up with these goals every time Bruno delivers. But from then on, we just kicked on. Yes, we conceded a goal, but it's almost like Wes mentioned before, we needed a goal against to react, and we managed to do that, but different for the second half. More tempo, more possession, the passing was more crisp, and just that the tempo was a bit much better the second half.
3 really good goals as well. The first, a set piece, Bruno's corner, headed in by Casemiro. Another headed goal by Casemiro. Bruno again instrumental in the second goal. Lovely ball to Cunha, who finished well, and then Sesko off the bench to score, as he seems to always do. You know, 3 different goals, but great goals.
Great goals, and like you said, fantastic from Bruno. The vision, you know, the pace of the ball, it's brilliant. First of all, obviously the corner, him and Casemiro teaming up again. But the ball to Cunha, you know, he's just waiting. I think you said it, Quinny. And Bromo, he makes a run first, he leaves it, and then he just like fades a little ball in for Cunha to run onto it. Beautiful. And that man there, Sesko, got his goal. Also, I think should have done better.
Probably
he had another great
There were 2
chance.
more incidents he could have done better.
He had another couple of great chances to score, but the second half they stepped on the gears, they lifted it a little bit, and simple Aston Villa couldn't handle it. You know, we were too quick and decisive for him.
Great scenes.
Casemiro opened that door because of Bruno's amazing delivery, and we have to give Bruno the respect. And the second goal, the pass. I love Scholesy, and I'm not ever going to compare him to Scholesy, but that was a bit Scholesy level. That's the weight of pass, the vision to see it, and to have the patience. And yeah, I have to give Bruno his dues, because that was outstanding. It was a brilliant pass.
It was a brilliant pass. Actually, it was fascinating to hear you two debating while we were watching the game about whether Bruno gets into certain teams of certain ages or not, and you both agreed he's certainly right up there and would have a massive chance. But let's look at the goal. Casemiro's first one. I mean, we've got a comment here from YouTube. Charles, Unbeatable, said, 1 more season for Casemiro, please. He's going to get a lot of love, Quinny, because we've seen Casemiro, since he arrived from Real Madrid, have a sensational first season, which he got in the Premier League Team of the Year, scored a goal for us in the League Cup final. Reasonable second season. People say his third was a little bit below his standard, but this season he's been so good and a joy to watch.
He's experienced, and we should say he knows where to position himself. He's obviously he's in fantastic physical condition, and you need someone like that around the change room for young players coming through. Kobe will learn a lot from him, how he carries himself, how he trains, his behavior, his mentality. And you need this kind of leadership and examples around the club. We've been missing some players like that for the last couple of years, and I can understand where the comment is coming from, but when a player's made up his mind, you have to respect that. Yeah.
There are so many comments now coming in on YouTube saying 1 more season for Casemiro, and I know the fans would love it, but his decision is made. He will be leaving at the end of this campaign, but for him, he'll be wanting to finish on a high, Wes, and that would mean taking us back into Europe, not just in European competition, but the Champions League, in at that level.
Yeah, listen, he's you can see where his heart is, and obviously he's a true professional. You know, you you could actually say to him now, you know, you can chill a little bit, Casemiro, you've done everything you can in the game. No, he still wants to do the best he can. He wants to try and help the lads. You know, even if he has a bad game, Casemiro, he's got the experience not to let that bother him. He can, you know, he can simply sort that out the next game. But he's been driving us on it again this year, and obviously with Cobby coming back the last few months, they've made a great little partnership, good understanding, and like I said, when you're playing with someone like that who has that stature on the pitch, the confidence will just ooze through you.
I love the fact that he is really bought into the club as well, and you can see how much he's loved being a Red and will do until the day he leaves. Some other comments coming in via YouTube, keep them coming in. Victoria says, "Come on United, what a win." Gary Wright, "Well done United, great show of football. The Reds fans were brilliant today and lovely goals. Oh, what a feeling." And then our Reptile, who we heard from before the game actually, about looking up.
Welcome back. No goals anywhere, including Old Trafford. They were locked on 51 points, United and Villa, before this game. As it stands, they'd have 52 each. Manchester United, just one effort on target, but it did force a decent save from Emi Martinez in the Villa goal, Tim.
Yeah, it did. I think it was I'm not sure he can get enough power on his. I mean, Harry Maguire turns it into a dangerous area, and Ahmed is a decent enough header, but he throws everything at this, Michael, doesn't he? But he just cannot get enough on it. Yeah. You know, and it's a comfortable save for a goalkeeper of the quality of Martinez.
Yeah, I think the only way you score there is to loop it. You've got to loop it into the far corner.
Yeah.
There's just not enough power on the header back from Harry Maguire. He does as best as he can. It looked a very good save. It was a good save. I mean, you'd expect he had loads of time to make that. But that was the one shot on target. They should have had more, though, Steve.
Yeah, because you've noticed some great deliveries going into the penalty area, and without stating the obvious, the 6'7" centre-forward isn't playing today.
Absolutely. There's been a fair few crosses, but there's been three absolute beauties. This was from Cunha from the left-hand side. You'd think that Sesko would be all over that. There is a shirt pull on Ahmad in the box there, and I think that could have been a penalty. On the other side, Dalot, he knocked in a great similar ball. Yeah. Nobody on the end of it. I mean, where's your centre-forward? Right in the 6-yard box. And then a deeper line ball, Casemiro. And this has got a little bit floatier, but that lands in the 6-yard box with three players around it, and everybody's got loads of time to attack that ball. Nobody attacks, and as I say, Michael Carrick probably standing there thinking, oh, Sesko was playing, could he have had a hat-trick already?
We saw a great little bit of vision from Bruno Fernandes that you liked. Unfortunately, perhaps it fell on Dalot's weaker left foot.
It did, yeah, but he's the best passer of the ball from a standing start, and this is what I mean. You see him here, gets caught underneath his feet there, and he's not even in motion. He just dinks that one to Dalot. It's perfect. It's a great run from Dalot, but it's on his left foot, and he has to have better quality than that. Good run, times it well, good first touch, but you need to pass that one into the corner, Michael, do you?
Yeah, I mean, almost swiping at it. You've got to. I think it's a laces finish, but you've got to get your knee sort of in line and over it, and it's almost cuts across, and I don't know. It just looks like a poor technique from Dalot. Obviously, he doesn't get in there too much, and as you say, it's on his weak foot, but got to do better.
It's there to be grabbed. Big 3 points for both teams.
Both teams. I think Villa will be happy with the way the game's gone. I know Sesko's going to come off, and if they continue playing that way, I'm a bit surprised the way they're playing with keep delivering the ball into the box. I think they've changed the way they played late on in games when they brought Sesko on, and he's come on the pitch with a great attitude. Then they started to deliver balls. They have to be a little bit more sophisticated the way they play, I think, with the little guys on there. You know, more interchange, more connections, more rotations, and I think they can open up Villa. But Villa will be content at the moment. You know, I think they can come out. I think they've got options off the bench, what maybe able to hurt the Man United team as well.
Yeah, the fastest man to 100 wins as Villa manager. Never won at Old Trafford, though. His captain being back today will undoubtedly try and help that. As we touched on earlier on, Ross Barkley, Tim, who's 32 now, hasn't started a Premier League game in 14 months, arrived on a free transfer as well. Could this be the stage for him?
Yeah, I really think so. Yeah, he's got the experience, obviously. I think he's a good player, Ross. He offers something different to Douglas Luiz. I think Douglas Luiz is good in possession, but he plays in small areas. I think Ross opens up the pitch a little bit more. Like I say, he drives forward. I think if he drives through the midfield lines today, I think it'll open space up for Morgan Rogers, and that is the key. For me, you have to play to the strengths of your best players, and I think Morgan Rogers is their best player. And he opens the door for Ollie Watkins. As soon as he gets on the ball, he opens the door. But I wouldn't have no worries if I was Unai Emery on what Ross Barkley's going to deliver today. I'm sure he's going to have a good game.
What are Manchester United going to deliver on the back of a defeat against 10 men? First little bump in the road, really, for Bruno Carrick.
Exactly that. It'd all been plain sailing, hadn't it? And that was a bump in the road away against Newcastle. As much as Tim mentions there about Ross Barkley and his strengths with the ball, they may be able to just float little players like Bruno Fernandes in behind him. Not sure how disciplined Ross Barkley is out of possession. And obviously that's the type of team he's picked today. He's picked more players that can get on the ball, that can create things, of course. Yeah. With the likes of Cunha in there, with Mbeumo, with Fernandes, with Ahmad. They're players that want the ball into feet, want to sprint in behind as well. And I just wonder whether, getting in behind that midfield of Aston Villa's could pose their biggest threat today. I think this is a strong team of Manchester United. I would have picked exactly the same.
Yeah, we all know Michael well. We all know he won't answer the question and they'll always take one game at a time. But if they can win this today, they're suddenly 6 points clear of Chelsea in sixth. And Liverpool before they kick off, for that matter.
Yeah, and big for Villa as well. I just think Michael's done a good job. I really do. I thought it was a lot of people come for him a little bit hard in the Newcastle game, playing against 10 men, not being able to turn it around. I think it's almost like people were waiting for him to foul. I don't like that, to be perfectly honest. I think he's done a good job and just treat him on his merits. Don't tarnish him with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brush, done well as an interim and when they give him the job full time. Two different men, two different environments they've gone into. Michael knows the environment, he knows what it takes to play for Manchester United. I think on the whole, he's done very well. There is some games where they've scraped through with late goals, but so did Sir Alex Ferguson's teams in their time. So I believe in him, I really do. I think he's authentic. I don't think there's no nonsense with Michael. He's straight down the line, and that's what I like in a manager.
Does he win today?
I think he does, yeah. I find it funny, because I totally agree there with Tim. I mean, a lot of people with their knives out, ready for him to lose. And they are making comparisons about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But what's the alternative? Go and get somebody proven. And that hasn't happened before, has it, in the last few years? You've had the likes of Van Gaal, you've had the likes of Mourinho, you've had proven, legendary, winning managers. Nobody else gets tarnished with that same brush. They don't say, well, you've done that before as well. So it's agendas out there, as I say, as Tim says, judge him on what he's done so far, which is an incredible job. And if I was a Manchester United fan, I'd be saying, let's keep this run going.